Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Catch World Cup. I am Sekre, and today I'm going to be joined by Real Mas for this match. How are you doing today, Real Mas?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Hype for this match.
Yeah, this one going to be seed number 24 and 25 facing off of each other. Vietnam and Thailand for this match. Should be quite a close match, all things considered seed-wise.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of the most interesting match of the week. There's quite a lot of competition in this match. Despite the seeds, I think most people would see Vietnam favored in this matchup. But both teams in loser bracket, the one who loses this will be eliminated, so the stakes are pretty high.
Definitely. And it does seem that there is a bit of an issue for one of the teams getting all their players into the lobby and here on time. It seems like there were some transportation issues, so sadly there might not be everybody online for one of the teams, but hopefully as time goes on they'll be able to get all their players ready into the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are coming off of a loss in the previous bracket.
Yeah.
Last week Thailand lost, if I'm not wrong, against Japan in a pretty sharp 5-0. I think people were expecting a bit more maybe from Thailand, but Japan was very solid. And Vietnam also lost to, let me see, Russia also 5-0. So both of these teams have yet to win a single point in this tournament. And yeah, they don't want to go out without one, that's for sure. But looks like we'll be getting the first ban. It's gonna be a Nomad 1 ban from Thailand, so banning the consistency Nomad here against Vietnam.
Yeah, makes sense, all things considered. I think maybe from... I'm not sure what we will see as a ban on the other side of Vietnam. Honestly, could be one of the more trickier maps. Something like a hidden or maybe even one of the mixed mods.
Yeah, I would say so. But it's tough for Thailand, right? I mean, for Thailand, yeah, because I don't really see as a team what they're strong as.
DT2.
Okay, it's gonna be a DT2 ban. So maybe Vietnam expecting them to perform on this, the tricky AR 8 DT. Okay, and going for HR1 as first pick on the consistency. Nomad 1 consistency was banned, going straight for HR1 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this one is pretty much just a really strong reading test for the AR10 compared to the other maps. It's a bit harder than last week in terms of actually being able to read it. You can't really just get by on reading anymore on this one. You actually have to be very consistent at reading AR10. You're just gonna collapse. We've seen already a few teams struggle quite a bit on this one so far.
Yeah, we definitely have, which is kind of surprising. This map is fairly standard. I mean, it's fairly generic. It's like what you would expect of an HR1 overdose. HR really pretty long. But yeah, patterning wise, nothing surprising. It's really pure HR consistency at this level. And we see the rosters coming in for both teams. It's gonna be Aziz, Mari, Gilbert against Nampro, Ling Lily, and waiting on a third player for Vietnam. I think one of the players to keep an eye out for in this match would be Aziz. Aziz might be a 4-digit, but has been pulling out some insane tournament performances even in the last like 2 years at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we mentioned this on the kind of prediction stream that we had a few days ago, where we were saying for this match to be really good for Thailand, they need UCS to perform very, very well. But they also said in the chat at the time that they were having some lag issues, so hopefully those things are resolved for the match at this point. But we'll have to see how it is for them. We do see a third player for Buki coming in for Vietnam, or maybe not. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
Seems like it's gonna be swapping in for Shu.
Yeah, that's
here.
more what I would expect from Vietnam. Shu being kind of one of the mainstay players on the roster. And honestly, I was looking at the sheet for the qualifiers and the results for Thailand on HR1. HR1 was obviously different from this week's HR1, but honestly, it's kind of the same skill set and fairly the same thing, but just at a different level. And Thailand was really not doing great, but it was because it looks like some players were having issues on the map. So Aziz was having pretty low scores, but I would expect him to probably be very strong on this. Okay, it looks like we'll be starting. First pick of Vietnam. Don't want to mess this up. And we'll be seeing if in this match it's gonna be kind of more like some lower bracket matches where we've seen like low 98s or high 99s. There's potential for both, definitely. So far so good, but it's really just gonna be on the length and seeing who can hold for the longer. Gonna be a first miss from Nams Pro, followed by Ling and Lily, which is gonna give quite the advantage to Thailand.
Yeah, and it's only right in the intro of the map, so already seeing misses could be a little bit concerning, but again, it is one of the longest, it is the longest map in the pool except for the tiebreaker. You do see one of the misses traded out by entering Mary at the top left, but Ling and Lily and Nams Pro finding more misses to kind of counteract that.
Yeah, especially Ling and Lily, this is looking very tough right now for them. Shu is holding as we would expect, but Aziz on the other side is too, but on the supporting players, second and third players, Thailand is definitely doing better right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. All things considered, the gap really isn't that far. Only about maybe 1.5 misses difference. It's gonna be a little bit more now with Lily again.
Yeah, honestly, if Shu could outperform AZS, it could turn out to go in favor of Vietnam.
Yeah, but 2 misses from Thailand right there. Definitely gonna start swinging things over towards Vietnam if they can keep their combos a bit.
Yeah, it looks like also the supporting players are recovering a bit. As I said, that Ling and Lily is finding a miss, but Nams Pro has recovered that 200 at this point. Honestly, it's looking kind of scary for first pick from Vietnam. Oh, the players
again.
Oh!
EZS does break, but it's also traded by Shu. Both combos go down at the same time. I think that was like a little bit of a spin drop there, which has been unfortunate.
Yeah, but look at Ling and Lily and Nams Pro who have recovered 200 combo, and this will be enough to just give them the edge.
Yeah.
Still 1/3 of the map to go through, and honestly, every score counts, really. You can tell.
Something that's also really unfortunate is Gilbert's accuracy is actually so good right now, holding a 99, one of the highest in the lobbies actually, except his score is just not as high because he keeps missing sporadically instead of bigger bulk misses.
Yeah.
So something that you could watch out for is he could have a really good second half of the map, or a very final quarter of the map, because his misses have been just pretty much unlucky at this point.
Yeah, especially when the difference makers here are, you know, Andrew Murray and Gilbert against Nams Pro and Ling and Lily, because Shu and Aziz are kind of cancelling each other out.
Yeah.
And with these misses from Andrew Murray, it's starting to look really tough for Thailand. Oh, 2 misses though. Oh, it's actually gonna be really close. Oh, and Drew Murray again with the miss. If Vietnam doesn't find many more misses, but she does.
Yeah, but Lingo and Namspo are holding strong for Shu. Not anymore, no.
It's a big reset. 2 combos against one, no, against none.
It's swiping,
now.
it's swapping, it's swapped.
It really is.
Will it hold on the slow section at the end?
They're holding 500 and 600 combo at this point. Really, what will be able to
do trades?
Yeah, no, that's enough, I think.
That one's gonna be break point for Thailand, right down to the very end. Honestly, a nail-biter one for that one.
Right off the bat. And right at the end, Shu not matching SES actually kind of made the difference here. Oh, it's tough. It's tough for Vietnam. And honestly, it's kind of have to wonder if, as a first pick, this is the best they got. What else do they have in store? Because it wasn't that convincing of a performance, I would say, for a first pick. What you would expect from them.
Yeah, I mean, going into Thailand's pick now, it's going to be pretty much all on them. They do pick Mixed Mod 2 as the pick. It's going to be very challenging for both the Hard Rock and Hidden players, and even on the No Mod because of the low AR.
Yeah. No, this map is really tricky. Definitely the more unconventional Mixed Mod of the two. It's hard on HR, it's hard on HD. Even No Mod, it's kind of tricky to get an FC. But we will see. Looks like we see Tanakito entering the lobby to play this. And Zero Kungs.
A bit of a roster swap up for both teams here. And I mean, that's to be expected when you're going from Hard Rock into Mixed Mod, for sure.
Yeah. You need 2 players on the low AR. Not the same as the ones playing HR. And honestly, it's kind of interesting to see that Thailand, despite, you know, not being that big of a country and in terms of also catch in the community, they still have a fairly deep tournament roster with all these players, and they're able to have switch-ins and out just for different picks, and it's kind of nice to see.
I mean, a lot of it has been built in through the 4-digit World Cup, where Thailand pretty much reigns supreme, and getting all of that tournament practice goes a huge way. Because even though their players are not, you know, the highest ranks, they have a lot of that tournament skill under their belts, which allows them to pretty much, you could say, overperform compared to their rank.
Yeah, for sure. But looks like these will be the rosters. I'm not quite sure what to expect in terms of mods. Probably SES on the HR for Thailand. I'm not sure who will be taking on the HD.
Not sure myself, honestly, either.
But we'll see. Alright, we're getting started. It's gonna be Shu on the HR, Fubuki on the HD, SES on the HR as predicted, and Zero Kungs will be taking on the HD.
Yeah, so we do see the 2 MVPs from last round with Shu and EZS both coming back on the Hard Rock. Not that surprising, at least, considering they were, I'd say, by far and away the 2 most consistent players on Hard Rock. But this map is definitely a bit different, requires a lot more reading and kind of prediction skill for this one.
Also, practice could make a big difference on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like the first one to break will be Shu on the HR for Vietnam. Followed by Zero Kungs on the HD. Followed by Fubuki. Kind of a lot of misses here in the intro, but that's to be expected given the map.
Yeah, everybody except for the no mod players and the top are pretty much gone at this point. No combos except for them.
But so far, Thailand is keeping the lead. Even with this miss from Zero Kungs, looks like DHR and AG are kind of matched. Oh, but Zero Kungs really not finding the flow of the map and missing a lot here.
Yeah, and that one miss from Tanakito, but it is traded by Noms Pro. I was gonna say the first miss from the Nomad player is gonna be really deciding, but they both break at about the same time, so nothing too big there. Mostly just seeming like Fubigiki is a bit more experienced on the hidden for this one than Zero-Kungs, which is leading to most of the score discrepancy.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the more it becomes apparent. Despite the miss here, it's like 100k difference just on the HD players.
Yeah.
The other combos are completely matched.
The thing is with this map is though that since the combo density is so low, one miss from one of the Hard Rock or Nova players is a huge amount of points. There's gonna be that's a triple miss from Vietnam.
That's
swapping it immediately.
Oh, that's so bad for them. They held for the breakpoint, but now the score goes away 40k and counting.
Zero-Kungs is finding a few more misses, but it's just only going to equalize it right now.
Oh,
that is going to be the end of the map. 50,000 point lead for Thailand.
That triple reset from Vietnam is it's so sad. It cost them the point, brutal. Really. But yeah, AZS and Tanakito just doing a great job, honestly. 1 miss and 2 misses on this, especially 2 misses with HR, really impressive. And it's not looking good for Vietnam. I mean, it was Thailand's first peak, so kind of to be expected, but they still have to get one breakpoint if they want to stay competitive in this match.
Yeah, and I mean, it is 2-0, but I mean, it is also Vietnam's pick, like you said, so they could very easily bring this back at this point.
Yeah. We'll see what they have in store, but honestly, I'm not convinced by the HR on the Vietnamese side. Will we be seeing some Nomad maybe?
I can see them going for a Nomad too.
Yeah, same. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, you can really tell though that missing Stardust Prism for Vietnam is really tough for them right now.
Yeah, and it's not even just the player that you're missing the captain at that point too.
Yeah.
Which is just really brutal for people who aren't really caught up. People were saying in the chat that Stardust is stuck on a bus, so hopefully they'll be able to come before the match is over, and maybe things will change with their arrival.
That's horrible. Imagine your team is playing, you're the captain, and you're just stuck on a bus, unable to play, and you see your team losing the first pick. Okay, it's gonna be Nomad 2.
Yep. Not that surprising for this pick, in my opinion.
But what's kind of scary for me on this is that I'm gonna be expecting, like, for example, AZS to perform super well on this. It's fairly conventional, you know, kind of tech.
Yeah.
And if you're good enough, it's pretty easy to get a really, really solid score every run. But we've also seen True perform, and is it gonna be the same as HR1 on the two supporting players? It might be, honestly. But so far, AZS has kind of had the slight edge over Shu on the two picks.
And it does seem like we're getting to see in the chat that Stardust Prism is here.
Oh, that's great.
Arrived, which is very huge for Vietnam, especially on their pick.
And I don't know if they have had the time to warm up, but
Oh, definitely not at this point.
they'll
I mean,
have to go without.
I would say they're by far and away the MVP of Vietnam. I mean,
Oh, that's for
highest
sure, yeah.
ranked person in this lobby by, I think, quite a margin. So
Yeah. But honestly, yeah, when you're like that good of a player, when you're 2-digit, I think you can play this type of stuff without
Oh,
being
yeah.
too warm for sure.
like maybe you'll need like a one map buffer. So I wouldn't be
Yeah.
too surprised if they perform a little bit subpar in this one, because I mean it's probably their first map of the day. You know, they probably
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
been
yeah.
able to move their fingers at all, really. So wouldn't expect too much, but you could always expect them to be able to play it at the very minimum.
Yeah, but at the same time, Vietnam cannot really afford on their second pick after losing a breakpoint to just lose a second one. But we'll see. Most of the same rosters.
We are going to be seeing the very first misses coming from Gilbert. Traded quickly by Fubuki though, so it's not going to be too much of a score difference here in the very intro of the map. But those two misses are going to be a little bit more painful for Thailand, I believe. Especially with the triple reset coming out for Thailand, and Namspro and Stardust Prison are still holding the FC so far.
Oh yeah, it's not looking good for Thailand, honestly. It's only Fubuki missing on Vietnam, but Stardust Prism showing up like when you need him to, really.
Yeah, there is one saving grace though, is that Fubuki seems to be really struggling on this one so far, and Stardust Prism does find their break, so it's only Namspro with the FC now.
Namspro is still holding, but everyone on the Thailand side has recovered 200.
Yeah, Big Kong does trade one of the misses, but it's still pretty huge gap at this point. I think just about 2 misses advantage for the side of Thailand. Those 2 misses right there from Vietnam not going to make things any better for them. Gilbert trades one of them, but it's just not going to be that great. About 100,000 point difference right now coming into the last third of the map.
Yeah. No, I don't really see a world where Vietnam comes back now in this map. Aziz had a couple of misses at the beginning, but recovered very nicely, now on to 600 combo. And it's another breakpoint now in favor of Thailand. Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Vietnam here, because obviously, I mean, everyone can see it. It's a third player issue here, but I'm not sure where Shu went. Shu was performing really well in the beginning of the match, but not being slotted in for this one. I'm not quite sure what happened, because Fubuki was really struggling on this pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is also one of the picks where if you can't play the speed in this map, you kind of just struggle, as we saw. And maybe Shu has the same issue, so we'll have to see coming into the later maps. I do believe there's a few that have similar skill sets of that one, like Hidden 3. So we'll have to see the rosters for those maps coming into the future. But this one, next pick is going to be for Thailand, and you kind of have to wonder what their next pick is going to be. The Mixed Mod 2 went great for them, and maybe they just go straight into Mixed Mod 1, although it is a bit easier than Mixed Mod 2, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's tough, honestly. I mean, for Thailand, as you said, like, 83 kind of has the same idea. I'm not quite sure. These teams to me are kind of like a question mark in terms of, you know, strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, there's a 30-minute delay?
No, you're late. We're on stream. But getting into this one, it does seem to be hidden 2 is the pick for Thailand.
Nice stream, I guess. I'll let you do it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Okay, okay, we're keeping this. Wait, confused for a second. It's okay, we got this. It's an HD2 pick. Fourth island. And looking at this pick, honestly, I'm kind of left wondering what Thailand has in mind for this, because if you remember on the Mixed Mod 2 pick, Zero Kungs was the HD player and, you know, was in an A rank, not performing all that great, supposedly for the low AR HD player that you would put on the Mixed Mod 2. So I don't know how the other players from Thailand are going to be playing on the low AR HD, but they've gotta have something in mind if they go for this.
Yeah, looking at the qualifier results, these two teams pretty much placed next to each other on both runs. So,
Okay.
gonna be pretty similar skills on the hidden 2, I'd assume, at this point in the tournament.
I know at the same time it's also very similar, I would say, to the other HD low AR.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of AFB with a low AR hidden map, this is pretty much what you would expect. And also, this is the first OS original of Catch World Cup 2024 as well.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to Technoplanet for that one.
Everything is great. Even the background art is really, really cool. From one of our artists. I don't remember the name, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go look it up, but everything is great from this. It's nice to have custom songs that early in the tournament. When you had the graphic designer Bullmaster. Great work from everyone. But we'll be waiting on this for a second because it looks like there's some internet issues going on right now. But we'll be getting started whenever we can.
Really should be any moment now for these two teams.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting. Conventional, low AR HD. And I think at this point, Vietnam cannot even afford to let Thailand win their own picks if they want to come back in this.
Yeah, they definitely need to be able to try to take this breakpoint. I mean, taking this breakpoint would be the big start that they need. It is only Thailand's second pick, so they're only one breakpoint behind realistically. So if they take this one, take the next one, then they're honestly looking in pretty decent shape for the rest of the match.
Yeah. Zero Kungs and Names Pro gonna be finding early misses. But it's a fairly lengthy, honestly, the way RG. Usually these are fairly short, but this is 2.5 minutes. And everyone is holding quite well. It's gonna be a trade between Zero Kungs and Fubuki, but Zero Kungs is really finding more misses.
Yeah, and Namspro and Tanikito also do trade out, so it's going to be EZS and Stardust Prism, arguably the two best players in the lobby, holding the full combos remaining for their teams.
Again, trade between Zero Kungs and Fubuki, but Tanikito also finding misses. Looks like Namspro is a bit more solid here.
Yeah, just a little bit more, but he does find the miss as soon as you mention that.
Yeah, but here the big story is also Stardust Prism versus EZS. If one of the two misses, it's a big deal for their team.
Oh yeah. I mean, the combo in this map, again, isn't really that big. It's just about 1,000 combo, I believe, if not a little bit less. Those double miss from Thailand, though, is going to be really painful. It's just going to make the score gap even larger for Vietnam.
Yeah, now they really need to hold on the last third of the map. They have the combo advantage. Built a significant lead, honestly. Let's not have a repeat of Mixed Mod 2.
Miss on this little section from Zero Kungs. About 100,000 points and slightly growing here still. It's very easy to completely get a team wipe on this last course though, so things could still change. There's one of them from Namspro, but it is traded with Tanikito. Yeah.
Zero Kungs is missing, and it's looking really good for Vietnam now.
Stardust Prism does break, but at this point,
It's too late.
it's just not enough map, yeah. Only a few seconds left, and it doesn't matter if your other two players are holding combo at this point, because the map is already done. EZS pulling out
he's-
the full combo for Thailand, but it just doesn't matter in the end if Vietnam does take their first break point of the match.
Oh, they really needed that, and that's great to see. Stardust Prism really making the impact as soon as they enter. Tumi's great run, but also EZS, yeah, as you mentioned. FC on this is really nice in match. Honestly, yeah, the Vietnam team score is quite solid.
Yeah, not that bad, honestly. Especially considering, you know, their seed. And we are going to be getting straight into the Mixed Mod 1, which is a bit surprising because Thailand was the other team that picked Mixed Mod 2 previously. One definitely a different skill set than Mixed Mod 1, more about consistency, for sure. And probably a little bit more on mechanics for Hard Rock, rather than being a reading test.
Yeah. We see Shu entering back in, which is also great to see. Shu plus Stars Prism is really for me the big core of Vietnam. Two very consistent players that you know can perform.
Yeah, for sure. I do expect Shu to probably take on the Hard Rock block, is what I would expect when Stardust taking the hidden in this one. And Namspo probably on the Nomad. That's at least what I would think would happen. Might be wrong.
Yeah. But the comeback starts here for Vietnam. They can get their own pick. I mean, they need to get their own pick. That's vital for them. They're playing their spot in the tournament, because if they lose this, it's over for them. We'll be getting started. Stardust Prism HD issue in HR. Not too surprised in AZS HR too. Gilbert HD. As we've seen, anyone can make a difference. Just outperforming your opponent on the same mode. Is what it's all about.
Yeah, we do see two very early misses from Gilbert and EZS.
Again, Gilbert.
Yeah.
One misses was fine, but two is gonna keep them at a really low combo for
They are traded
the whole intro.
very quickly though from both Shu and Namspro, so it was pretty even all things considered in the end.
Aziz will find a miss though, and Namspro shoot too. It's only the noble players holding now. I mean, no, it's Stars Prism actually and Big Gong.
We're seeing quite a big difference in score. Already 70,000 points and growing still with Shu's Abyss again on the Hard Rock. Going to be about 100,000 points going into the halfway point of the map. This one not being that long, only 230 in length.
Yeah, it's the section. It's tough because Shu is really getting outperformed by AZS at this point. But the other players here are holding quite well. It's really just that HR difference. Again.
Well, Gilbert misses that little bit of a troll section there, unfortunately, and Namspro does trade it back as well as Shu. So it's still going to be pretty sizable advantage for Thailand in this one so far.
Absolutely. Oh, Stars Prism completely... Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. But
maybe
I think...
something with the keyboard, but even then, it's just such a huge gap.
That wouldn't change anything. Aziz is performing out of his mind on this. Just in this match overall.
Yeah, only a singular miss from both him and Big Kong, I believe, throughout the whole map. So huge performances from them to be able to take away the break point, make it 4-1 for Thailand.
That's so bad for them. They finally managed to get one break point. They needed a second one, but they just lose it right away. And now, yeah, Thailand has a 3-point lead on their own pick.
They're going straight into DT1 on this one. Probably the easiest map, I'd say, of the DT pool, but it is a lot so about that consistency on the higher approach rate reading. If you can read it, you should do pretty fine on this one overall.
Yeah, and I would expect pretty much everyone here to be able to read it. It's like, yeah, it's 8-6. It should be quite comfortable for everyone. Maybe a third player in the team could be having trouble with it. But I know for a fact that players like EZS, Shu, and Stars Prism can have the potential to FC this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's as classic as it gets on low AR rain DT. It looks like we're still having some lobby issues. But Ender Murray going to be re-entering to play this on DT for them.
Yeah, we do see Stardust hop out on the side of Vietnam, but they're going to be coming straight back in, it seems. Yeah. Not too surprised, of course, on that one.
Hopefully, I don't know if there were any technical issues at the end of the last map. Hopefully it's fixed.
And I mean, that's pretty much all you can really hope for. This pick being very crucial for Vietnam and Thailand, honestly, both of them. If Thailand wins it, they're up to 5-1, and they got so many picks left. That's just going to be really hard for Vietnam to come back forward. Vietnam, they pretty much need this pick. Otherwise, they're going to be one forced into the tiebreaker if they end up getting there. Dude, they have to win 4 more maps to even get to that point, so it's going to be really rough.
Yeah, it is, but well, you're playing your elimination, you're playing to stay in the tournament, and at this point, you gotta try your best. There's nothing else they can do.
Like pretty much every player at this point is having issues with connecting.
We rarely have that many issues in the lobby, but that happens. Also, fun fact, if Thailand wins this, it's gonna be their first time since 2014 winning a match and advancing the bracket in CWC.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so far they've either just went 0-2 in tournament or lost in groups when it was still a thing.
Yeah.
But this year they have probably their strongest roster with their players at their peaks, and they really want this. As for Vietnam, in the past couple of years, the past 2 years, they've been a team that ranks 17 to 24th, so going 1 and 2 pretty much in brackets. So losing in winners, then winning first loser bracket match, and then losing. But if they lose this, they'll be just not going as far as the previous 2 years. Which is interesting because they haven't really lost any big players. I feel like Stardust Prism is probably at their peak in terms of performance and skill.
Yeah.
So, and even then, we've also said a lot of times that, I mean, there's this idea that teams are getting a bit weaker, but I don't think so really. You see teams like Vietnam who were a lot of the time just solid middle seed teams, maybe middle low, and maybe they're getting knocked out by going 0-2 in bracket is first really in the past couple of years. Shows that teams are not getting weaker, especially on the lower end and middle of the seeds.
Sure. I mean, on the lower end, teams are definitely still improving. It's just, I think most people, when they say teams are getting weaker, it's mostly at the top end.
Yeah.
Where the juggernauts are kind of being taken down one by one. But you could say parity between the teams is getting a lot less. So, a lot more closer matches.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
That's great to see as a spectator, as a viewer, because it makes for more interesting brackets and matches.
You know what's going to be interesting too? We're finally getting into this one. Seems like everybody
is
finally connected the MV Star command in the lobby.
Okay, as we've said, Thailand peak. They just want to get away with it and finish this match as quick as possible. But Vietnam has to get the breakpoint that they desperately need at this point on this fairly easy DT rain. All about the consistency.
Yep. This is also going to be the longest double time pick in the pool. Does spike a little bit at the end, so I could definitely see some cases where some players are pretty much FCing until the ending. But we are going to be seeing the first missed about 140 combo from Nams Pro.
And Shu as well. Oh, that's not great. Having to rebuild all the way from 200. And really, I think Thailand is not going to give them that big of an opening on this pick. Gilbert is going to find a miss. Yeah. They'll need more though.
Yeah, the good thing you could say for Vietnam is that their misses were before the 200 combo mark. So the misses on Thailand are going to be a little bit more painful than the misses on Vietnam.
Yeah. Oh, and
Right
I'm
after the break.
That's a hurt breaker.
Another quick one there, so it's not going to be just 1-1 and misses 2. It's going to need to be at least 2 or 3 misses from the side of Thailand to be able to equal it out.
The thing is, they look so solid on it. It's gonna be missed, but it's traded by Stars Prism. And now they have combo advantage over Nam's combo, who's not at 200. Now
only one FC left with EZS in the lobby at the top left.
Oh,
Namsco finds another miss. It's going to get larger lead for Thailand, especially with Stardust's second miss there. One of them is traded by Mary at least.
yeah, but EZS is just too solid on this. Even Gilbert just finding I think one miss.
Yeah.
2 is also performing, but as a team, it's not enough.
This ending is a bit harder than the rest of the map, so maybe Vietnam can hold in there. The score is getting slightly smaller while Mary still climbs up 200 combo, but they're going to need at least 2 misses. There's one of them from Gilbert. Hold up.
Yeah, but time is running out.
Still definitely see another miss. There's one harder section coming up on the right side of the screen. Gilbert gets another miss, but is traded.
Yep. And now I think
there's still time though.
I started with him missing. I think he's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's going to be really unfortunate. There's still very slight amount of time, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yep.
Thailand does close that one out. 50,000 point difference, Thailand's favor, making it 5-1 for them. EZS with another full combo. She only with the one miss on the side of Vietnam too.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for Vietnam. You gotta be thinking, maybe if Stars Prism had time to warm up the DT2, that performance would have been better, but as it is, it's not the case.
And we're seeing Hidden 3 coming out for Vietnam. This one, a bit of a similar map in terms of Nomad 2, where it's a lot focused on the mechanics. It's very heavily focused on the mechanics rather than the other 2 hidden picks, which are more focused on, you know, the reading. So this one, if you really can't play the map, which I'm surprised Fubuki is also stepping back in there because they struggled on the Nomad 2. So hopefully they have a bit better of a time on this Hidden 3 than the previous Nomad 2.
Yeah, and this HD3 honestly is kind of tough for teams that struggle with this. We've seen in previous matches, I don't quite remember which one, but we've seen teams struggle a lot with this pick.
Yeah, this one definitely, if you can't play the speed in this map, which is 176, there's some 176 quads I think you could say, it's getting really challenging for some of the players, especially on around at the team level.
And the triples and triangles and stuff, yeah, pretty mechanic pick. And add on to that, it's 9.2, it's kind of dense for this difficulty with HD2.
Yeah.
Doesn't help, but I mean, Vietnam has to try something at this point. It's their last shot. Okay, we'll be getting started.
The thing as well is we really haven't seen one of these picks like this yet in the World Cup for this year. So both teams kind of treading on new ground in terms of the map selection. This is the first kind of Hidden 3 where it's, you know, more mechanical based than reading.
For sure. Okay,
already seeing some super early miss. A lot of misses actually. Only Nam's Pro is the only one remaining with a full combo. It's only 100 combo into the map. And it's gone.
Yep. At least EZS won't be getting an FC.
Yeah, I mean, this one is just so brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. And no one has combo except Gilbert has a bit of combo here. It will be the difference maker, but
It's gone.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, anyone who is able to get over 200 combo is gonna be completely massive for the team on this pick.
Yeah, and Vietnam has 2 sizable combos against 1. And they look a bit more solid coming into this section.
Yeah, this section is a little bit easier on the fingers than the previous sections. So we can see some players building up their combos, and Namspro does break his larger combo on the top right. It's already up to about 100,000 point lead for Vietnam, slightly shrinking though, as EZS is finding their footing on the map, but so is Stardust Prism.
Yeah, it's not over, especially with this miss from Stardust Prism. Oh, but he's traded by
traded.
this.
Yeah, no combos on the board at all really at this point, so it's going to be pretty much dead even at about 110,000 points.
Yeah, and especially in a map where people struggle to get a lot of combo, making up for 100k point difference is super hard.
I mean, if they do manage to miraculously hold for Thailand, they could definitely close that gap, but it's just so hard to be able to hold on this, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon. Fubuki pulling out really well, especially after their earlier no 1-2 performance, pretty much top scoring in the lobby by a decent margin.
Absolutely. Great to see. Maybe number 2 was just an accident, maybe it was a 15 BPM difference.
Yeah, but it's going to be Vietnam taking their second point of the match. It's going to be 5-2 in the favor of Thailand still. It's going to be Thailand's pick, so going to be looking to close it out on this one.
Yeah, and that's scary. They've let Thailand get away with the breakpoints, and now they have their own picks.
Going into this pick, you kind of have to wonder what it is going to be out of Thailand. It's going to be actually straight into the DT3. No hesitation there. So it's going to be the densest pick of the whole map pool. Super dense, super fast. It's going to be over in a flash, honestly, this one.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected after winning the DT1 pick. It's different, obviously. But I think Thailand probably has the edge on this. It's, I would say, one of the more mechanical picks of the pool. And they've been looking better on the mechanic picks. But you never know when, you know, Stardust Prism, Shu can get a great performance in FC. Honestly, it's possible on this map.
Yeah. Definitely possible, but I mean, again, this one's going to be very hard. That length in the bottom right is before double time is applied, by the way, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be very, very speedy, this one.
Yeah, it's very punishing. And it can be punishing both ways, for Thailand or for Vietnam. Kind of more of a flip, but we'll see. It could end up working out for Vietnam and they get the breakpoints, and maybe they can kind of come back, but yeah, it's the last shot.
I mean, even then, the really rough thing about this is Thailand still has one more pick. Even if Vietnam wins the next 2 maps, they still have another pick for Thailand before the tiebreaker. So Vietnam pretty much begging, it's like, please, we need to be able to get really good scores on this. It's our opponent's pick. They still have one more pick after even our pick. It's in dire moments for them.
Yep. For sure. It's gonna be, for them, looks like the same roster as it was for the other DT peak. And the performance was not bad, it was just, you know, it was DT1 and Thailand was just slightly more consistent. I think they have their shot on DT, honestly.
It's definitely possible. I mean, I think all the maps that both teams are comfortable on have kind of already gone out the window at this point in the match.
Yeah.
Really, anything could happen on these remaining picks. Don't expect both teams to be confident on really anything.
And also at the same time, Thailand is relying a lot on AZS, and if he ends up having a bad performance on a single map, it can really turn the score around. That's the thing when you're relying on one big carry. But a bit more connection issues, it looks like. Waiting on Gilbert. Even kind of getting pressured by the ref because yeah, it's been a long time now. They're on the timer. They'll have to find a third player if Gilbert cannot, and that could be a big difference.
It does seem like Thailand are going to be able to use their timeout. It is their pick. They can use the timeout. Another 2 minutes or 1 minute after this one for Thailand to hopefully get Gilbert into the server.
Yeah, I mean it's annoying for everyone. Just connection issues. There's not that much they can do themselves about it, but this is how it is. Happens. But yeah, maybe it gives a bit of time for Vietnam to think about their strategy going on forward if they win this. Because they want to come back, but they've got to really nail their next picks if they happen.
Good thing is, at least this is a bit of a longer time having on a banger song, let's be honest.
Why didn't you say this during HR1?
I don't want to get into that. My opinions on Hard Arc 1 shall not be public to the world.
But yeah.
It does seem like they're back in the lobby.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing for the side of Thailand.
Okay, we finally have the 3 for Thailand. Now the Vietnam player has to come back. Because now we're waiting on the 3rd for Vietnam. Okay, Namspor is back. And we should be good to go.
Seeing the MP Starver Command in the lobby. Getting this one right underway here. See AZS, Gilbert, N3 Mary, and Shu, Stardust, Prism, and Noms Pro on both respective teams.
Yup. And as you said, it's a short one, below 2 minutes. Dense.
Yep, shortest map in the pool.
But it's dense in terms of combo.
Oh yeah. Even though it's the shortest map, it still has higher combo on a lot of maps by several hundreds. Misses in this one, not as punishing. We already see pretty much a whole team miss for Thailand. It's going to be a huge lead for Vietnam right out the gate.
Yeah, and on these short picks, you don't want to give any lead. AZS is kind of struggling finding a couple of misses.
Yeah. I mean, all of Thailand really struggling, and Noms Pro still holding strong with a 300 combo. He's getting up to 200 himself too.
He will be finding a miss, but there's no one too much to Noms Pro play so far. Only one holding super far, but the Thailand players are managing to build back some combo though.
Yeah, Noms Pro does finally break. EZS is coming back to themselves with the 400 combo here too.
It's scary.
It's shrinking. It's gonna swap any second now, especially with Nom's second miss there. There it is. It is swapping right on the spinner. Still about just under half the map left on this one. Gilbert Smith is gonna swap it again.
Yeah, now they have 2 maxed out combos on each side. Gilbert missing again.
And Mary as well.
What? This is so much score for Vietnam.
Oh yeah, they just keep missing too. Even though EZS still holding strong with a 700 combo at this point, really pulling it back from themselves. It's just not gonna be enough. Or maybe EZS is trying his best right now, so hard.
I don't think he can alone though, it's not enough.
He needs supporting combos.
It's shrinking, careful. I don't know if there's enough map.
Gilbert has a bit of a combo too.
Oh,
it's not enough though.
That was intense.
It was just about 1 miss difference, I think, at that point. If one player missed 1 less time, could have been the point for Thailand. But Vietnam, they do take the break point again, which means it's going to be their pick. Hopefully bringing it to a 5-4 for them is their goal at least. Then they can go into Thailand's break and kind of pray that they get a good map for them.
Yeah. They've had time to think about this one. So we'll see.
Really gotta wonder, what is it gonna be?
Yeah. Because yeah, looking at everything that's left, I don't know. They won HD3, there's HD1 left, but I don't. It's not really the same thing.
If they feel confident on their reading, Hard Rock 2 is a really good reading pick. If they feel confident on the tech, Nomad 3 would be the pick.
Yeah. But we've seen how HR1 went for Vietnam. It didn't look really pretty, even though it was way easier to read. They were missing Stardust Prism though.
That's true.
Which was a big factor, but still. Honestly, actually, with Stardust Prism, this might be a decent pick.
Interesting. HR3 is actually going to be the pick, the more mechanical Hard Rock pick of the maps.
Okay. More akin to like Nomad 2 in terms of style, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of wiggles in this one. Some interesting 1-8 patterns that you don't really get to see that often in Catch, apart from, you know, just some random Hard Rock maps.
Yeah.
Still, overall, very standard in terms of the mapping still. Nothing super crazy, but it is going to feature some 175 BPM wiggles, which might catch some people off guard.
For sure. But I also wonder if these teams are maybe starting to get nervous because Thailand have been on breakpoint now for 2 points, but still haven't gotten it. I mean, on match point, still haven't finished this.
Close it out.
Yeah. And Vietnam know that a single mistake will cost them their CWC2024 run. But it's time.
Started. Yep. Straight into this one. Great map by Ken. Honestly, one of my favorites of this pool. Ken bringing out bangers as always. And we get to see these two teams compete on this one.
Yep.
Starts off a little technical with the 1-8s like I mentioned, so we could see quite a few misses earlier on the map.
Yep. The beginning of the map is tough.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 of them already. 4 of them.
Oh,
5.
more away. 6.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah. No one can win through this section. I mean,
seems like
getting a bit more.
Vietnam does have a little bit of an edge on this one, especially with Shu, like you mentioned, having a bit of a combo for the other players, but it's gone. Everyone's gone at this point, and we're even going to be seeing it swap over to Thailand, actually, as Mary and EZS are holding just over 150 combo.
Yeah, barely. That's not going to be enough. It's a trade, though. It's going to stay really close. This map is not going to
get in the wiggles, too.
Only 2 minutes. And the score is flipping and flipping. Gilbert missing is going to be pretty big here. Everyone on the Vietnamese side kind of holding well in this section. Enemies is really big here now.
Yeah, the map is definitely a lot more stable from this point on. Namspro missing with a bigger combo is going to maybe swing it over to Thailand.
Yeah,
it is definitely a special Stardust. Everybody on Thailand is just over 200 combo. Meanwhile, only Shu on the side of Vietnam.
Yeah, surprised that Thailand could combo all the way through this section. And
Don't do this to me right now. Okay.
no.
Gonna be just about 2 misses of a lead for Thailand. This is one of the misses gone from Entry Mary as they drop a pretty big combo there.
Okay. Last from second. Enemies is huge. Entry Mary dropping again.
I don't think it's gonna be enough, especially with Noms Pro trading that one miss. They're gonna need more. Stardust Prism again with another miss. Not good, but Gilbert and EZS holding really strong. EZS does break as well as Entry Mary. It's gonna be coming pretty close on the ending here.
Oh, Stars Prism missing again. It's so bad for them. And Noms Pro.
2 more misses on the Vietnam side.
Vietnam is faltering. It's the end, I think, for them.
Somebody could still mess up on these wiggles. Entry Mary is missing a few times on these. You're gonna need at least 2 more misses on the very end, but it's just not gonna be enough, I don't think.
No, it's not gonna be enough. They didn't have the combo to capitalize on these misses.
And super well played, honestly, from Shu there with a 1000 combo, but it just wasn't enough to combat Thailand on this last pick, winning by about 70,000 points. They're gonna be taking the match 6-3 over Vietnam. Sadly, is gonna be the end of Vietnam's run in the Catch World Cup, but it's also gonna be the start of something new for Thailand, being their first time winning a match in quite a while, like you said earlier. So huge congratulations to Thailand.
This is great for them. A bit sad for Vietnam, but honestly, it was a great match. Both teams can be kind of proud of what they did. But yeah, it's gonna be, I believe, the 3rd eliminated team of this year.
Yeah, I believe so.
But this is it. Thailand will be advancing in the loser bracket next week. And as for us, the next match is gonna be Canada against Indonesia. Yeah, in 25 minutes, pretty much.
Yeah, that was gonna be a banger winner bracket matchup. So make sure you're here about 20 minutes from now, give or take. It's gonna be a great matchup between those two pretty strong teams historically. Indonesia a little bit weaker this year than they have been in prior years, with Canada looking just as strong as they always have.
Yep, that's for sure. But that's gonna be it for us for now. Thanks everyone who tuned in, and see you in 20 minutes.